Hey guys, I am back home and I thought I'd sit up in a different place this time to give it a little bit more atmosphere in front of my TV in my living room. Um, this is going to be the pickups that I got on vacation for Saturday. I waited till I got home because I've been, as I've said, still sick. And I waited till I got home because I wasn't feeling that well on the way back and the last few days before we headed back home. So this is all the stuff I got from the flea market in Newport News, Virginia. There was just tons of stuff out there, some good, some bad. I left a Sega CD System 2 with about 10 games for about 85 bucks because I already had one. I thought that was a pretty good deal as long as it worked. The guy said it did, but I wasn't going to trust him. If it had been, I don't know, 40, 50 bucks, I might have actually picked it up and flipped it, but I didn't. But like I said, I picked up a ton of stuff. So let's get started here. First, I'm going to show you some stuff I got from one of the vendors. I got 3 Game Boy games for $5, which was a pretty good deal. I got Hoyle's Card Games. I got Wave Race. And I got Ferrari Grand Prix Challenge. Next, from the same vendor, they had one PS1 game for $1. It was Spec Ops Covert Assault. And they also had some GameCube games for $1 a piece, which I was not going to pass up. Unfortunately, only one of them was complete. The rest was just the box and game, no manuals. First is Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Next is Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3. WWE Day of Reckoning. And Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. Again, those were all $1 a piece. Then from another vendor, I got 7 PlayStation 1 games for $5. That's less than $1 a piece. Some of the cases were a little beat up, and after looking them up, I had 2 in my collection already, so these are going to be up for trade. I'll show you those first. Unfortunately, these are probably the ones that are in the worst shape. Some of the discs, though, are like pristine condition, even though the boxes or the cases were kind of beat up. First is NASCAR Racing and NASCAR 98. I'm going to go ahead and say this gentleman was probably a racing fan because most of them were racing games. NASCAR 99 Legacy Collector's Edition. Unfortunately, it is missing the soundtrack. Ford Racing. NASCAR 2001. NASCAR 2000. And here's kind of an oddball, Monsters Inc. Scream Team. Again, I got all 7 of those games for $5. And I'd mentioned it previously in my comments in my last video. I forgot to include it on Thursday. I got a Wii Gold Wii Pro Controller, one of the Legend of Zelda ones, for $5. So I couldn't pass that up. Also, out there, I found a teal Game Boy Color with 3 Game Boy Color games. Paid $20. It's an okay deal. The system does work, though, which is kind of nice. And the 3 games, which kind of makes up for it, we got Super Mario Brothers Deluxe, Centipede, the Game Boy Color version, and Pure Ride. And the last of the game pickups, there was I'm going to call him a seller out there, a reseller, or it was almost like a retail if they had a game store out there. Prices weren't bad. One of the best things about this place is they had Super Famicom and Famicom games, which you just don't find out in the wild. Their prices were, like I said, decent. I didn't pick any Super Famicom games up because I don't have one, but I do have a AV Famicom. So I decided to pick a few of those up. These 10 games were $50, which puts them about $5 a piece. First is Thexter. a racing game, Japanese racing game from Konami. I can't remember the name off the top of my head because it doesn't actually say it on the cover. It looked kind of interesting. Then a game that I watched on Electric Adventures show on YouTube. He bought this, and he normally does like gameplays of those games he normally purchases. And this game looked really interesting, so I decided to pick it up. It is Starjuster. Then Galaxian. And Mappy Land. And a Japanese copy of Commando, a really cool running gun shooter. I also picked up some Nintendo games from him as well. I picked up a few, one that I've been looking for a while, and a couple others that are, I guess they're probably uncommon because I hadn't really heard of them before. First is Metal Mech Man and Machine. The other one that I think is maybe uncommon is Twin Eagle. The game I've been looking for a while because it's a role-playing game and I've been wanting it in my collection. I'm going to completely slaughter this name. It is The Magic of Scheherazade. And finally, a game, I saw it, wasn't going to pass up on it for $5. It was Yoshi's Cookie. And now a couple non-gaming pickups. There was an old lady out there that had some comic books, and I hadn't picked up any up in a long time, with the exception of the ones I just recently got on YouTube. She had them for $1 a piece, and I was able to get 38 of them for $40, which is right at $1 a piece, or right at 50 cents a piece. So I'll show you a few of those. First, we have a series called Hunger. It shows Galactus on the cover. These are actually newer comics, some of them as early as last year. So then I got a few of the new series of Nightwing. And they all are in really good shape as well. Then, this is what really attracted me to the comics, is I've got 4 more in a series of a What If. And another interesting series, I only got 2 of those, that is DC Universe versus the Masters of the Universe. And then I got some random Batman comics. And this one kind of looks interesting. Bane. Then I picked up a few Batman Beyond comics. My buddy's a lot more bigger fan of Batman / DC comics than I am. I've always been more of a Marvel person. Then a series that I wouldn't mind picking up. I'm going to read them and see if I like the comics. That is Wolverine Max. It sounds like these are more mature comics, so it may be kind of interesting to read. And then just a couple random ones. We've got Punisher Batman. I think this is an older comic. I looked this one up and it's like $7, so considering I paid 50 cents a piece for these, that's not too bad. And finally, I got a Batman Arkham City in-game #1 comic. Alright guys, that's it for the pickups for vacation. This was the last one. I hope you enjoyed watching it, guys, and come back. There should be some more videos coming up in the next few days. Thanks again.